Welcome, and thank you for choosing to engage with our content today. Before we proceed, it's important for us to share some essential information and ensure you're fully informed about what to expect. You're about to view or listen to a unique experience that employs Ericksonian conversational hypnosis techniques. These techniques are designed to guide you into a relaxed state, potentially enhancing your ability to absorb suggestions and ideas more readily. It's a subtle, often enjoyable process aimed at fostering personal insight and relaxation. Please note, the content you're about to engage with is created for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional therapy or medical advice. If you're seeking support for specific psychological or health-related issues, we strongly encourage you to consult a licensed therapist or healthcare provider. Informed consent and expectations. By continuing, you acknowledge that you understand the nature of the content and agree to participate voluntarily. You recognize that while Ericksonian hypnosis can be a tool for relaxation and self-improvement, results can vary widely among individuals. You agree to take full responsibility for your participation and any outcomes that may arise from engaging with this content. Some disclaimers. This content is provided as is for non-therapeutic use only. The creators make no claims regarding the efficacy of the Ericksonian conversational hypnosis techniques used herein for any specific purposes beyond general relaxation and entertainment. If you are currently undergoing treatment for any psychological or psychiatric conditions, please consult with your therapist or healthcare provider before engaging with this content. If at any time during the experience you feel uncomfortable, you are encouraged to discontinue watching or listening and seek professional advice if necessary. Safety notice. Please ensure you are in a safe, comfortable environment where you can relax without being disturbed. Do not engage with this content while driving, operating heavy machinery, or in any situation where altered attention could pose a risk. Finally, our aim is to provide an engaging, positive experience that introduces you to the possibilities of self-exploration and relaxation through Ericksonian conversational hypnosis. Remember, your well-being is our utmost priority, and you are in control of your experience at all times. Thank you for your attention. If you agree to these terms and feel comfortable proceeding, let's begin this journey together. Hello, this is Coach Dave Wheeler, and today's story is titled Eliminate Distractions, The Journey to Clarity and Focus. Part 1, The Forest of Priorities. Once upon a time, in a land where the mountains kissed the sky and rivers sang melodious tunes, there was a small, vibrant village named Effort. The people of Effort were known for their hard work and dedication. However, despite their industrious nature, they often found themselves lost in the dense forest of priorities. This forest, with its towering trees and winding paths, symbolized the many tasks and responsibilities that filled their lives. In this village lived a young woman named Clara. Clara was known for her dreams and aspirations. She desired to create something significant, something that would leave a lasting impact. Yet, like many others, she struggled with distractions that pulled her away from her true purpose. One sunny morning, as Clara sat by the river, pondering her dreams, she was approached by an elderly woman named Sage. Sage, with her silver hair and wise eyes, was revered in the village for her wisdom and guidance. She noticed the contemplative look on Clara's face and sat beside her. "What troubles you, my dear?" Sage asked, her voice gentle and soothing. Clara sighed deeply. "I have a dream, Sage, a dream to create something beautiful and meaningful. But every time I try to focus, I find myself distracted by so many things. I don't know where to start." Sage smiled knowingly and placed a comforting hand on Clara's shoulder. "The journey to achieving something worthwhile begins with understanding your top priority," she said. "Close your eyes, Clara. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of the forest of priorities. What do you see?" Clara closed her eyes and took a deep breath. In her mind's eye, she saw the forest, dense and mysterious, with countless paths branching out in all directions. Each path represented a different task, a different distraction. "I see many paths, Sage. I don't know which one to take," she confessed. "Now," Sage continued, "focus on the most important thing you wish to achieve. Let it be your guiding star. What is it that your heart truly desires?" Clara's mind shifted, and she saw a distant light in the forest, a beacon shining brightly. It represented her dream, her top priority. "I see it," she whispered. "I see the light." "Good," said Sage. "That light is your top priority. It is what you should strive for above all else. Now, imagine yourself walking towards it. Feel the clarity and determination growing within you." As Claire visualized herself moving towards the light, she felt a sense of purpose wash over her. The distractions that once seemed overwhelming now appeared as mere shadows along the path. "You see," Sage explained, "once you know your top priority, the next step is to eliminate anything that distracts you from it. Every time a distraction tries to pull you away, remind yourself of the light you are walking towards." Clara opened her eyes, a newfound resolve shining in them. "I understand, Sage. I need to keep my focus on my priority and not let anything divert me." Sage nodded. "Remember, Clara, the forest of priorities may be dense, but with your guiding star you will always find your way. Keep your eyes on the light, and you will achieve what you desire." With these words, Clara felt a wave of inspiration and clarity. She knew that her journey had just begun, but with her top priority in mind, she was ready to face the challenges ahead. The distractions would come, but she now had the wisdom to recognize them and the strength to stay on her path. The forest of priorities was no longer a place of confusion. It was a place where her dreams could flourish, guided by the light of her aspirations. Stay tuned for part 2. Hello, this is Coach Wheeler again. Welcome to part 2. The title is The Clearing of Actions. Clara's journey through the forest of priorities had begun with newfound clarity. Each step she took towards her guiding light filled her with determination. The trees whispered secrets of perseverance, and the path, though winding, seemed more navigable with her focus on the light. Days turned into weeks, and Clara found herself making significant progress. The distractions that once felt overwhelming now seemed to diminish in the face of her unwavering resolve. She set clear boundaries for herself, allocating time each day to work towards her dream. Slowly but surely, she began to see the fruits of her labor. One afternoon, as she ventured deeper into the forest, Clara encountered a large open clearing. In the center of the clearing stood a magnificent tree, its branches stretching high into the sky, its leaves shimmering with an otherworldly glow. Intrigued, Clara approached the tree and noticed a series of symbols carved into the trunk. The symbols seemed to pulsate with energy, drawing her closer. As she reached out to touch the tree, she heard a voice, soft yet powerful. "Welcome, Clara," the voice said. "You have shown great focus and determination. You are now at the clearing of actions, where choices you make will determine your path forward." Clara looked around, realizing that the clearing was filled with various tools and objects, each representing different actions she could take. There were books filled with knowledge, tools for crafting, and instruments for creating art. Each item seemed to call out to her, urging her to choose. "You must decide," the voice continued. "What action will you take to move closer to your dream? Choose wisely, for this decision will shape your journey." Clara felt a surge of excitement and anxiety. She knew that her choices here were crucial. As she reached for a beautifully bound book, a sudden rustling sound caught her attention. She turned to see a shadowy figure lurking at the edge of the clearing. The figure seemed to radiate a dark energy, its presence unsettling. "Beware," the voice warned. "Distractions can take many forms. Not all that glitters is gold, and not all paths lead to fulfillment." Clara's heart pounded in her chest as she weighed her options. The book promised knowledge and wisdom, but the shadowy figure seemed to represent a temptation that could easily derail her progress. She hesitated, torn between the allure of immediate gratification and the promise of long-term success. As the figure stepped closer, its intentions became clearer. It was offering her a shortcut, a way to achieve her dream without the hard work and dedication she had committed to. The choice was hers, to take the easy path and risk losing her way, or stay true to her guiding light and continue her journey with determination and integrity. Clara took a deep breath, her mind racing. The clearing seemed to hold its breath, the weight of her decision hanging in the air. She knew that this moment was pivotal, that the choice she made now would define her path and her future. Just as she was about to make her decision, the ground beneath her feet began to tremble. The tree's glowing leaves flickered, and the shadowy figure extended its hand towards her. Clara's vision blurred, and she felt herself being pulled in two directions at once. With her heart pounding and the forest around her swirling in chaos, Clara knew she had to act quickly. Her next move would either propel her forward or plunge her into uncertainty. What would she choose? Stay tuned for part 3 of the story. Hello, welcome back. This is Coach Wheeler. Part 3, The Decision in the Dawn. The ground continued to tremble, and the shadowy figure's hand drew closer, its dark energy palpable. Clara's heart raced as she stood at the center of the clearing of actions, torn between the temptation of the shortcut and the promise of her guiding light. "Clara, remember your purpose," Sage's voice echoed in her mind, a beacon of clarity amidst the chaos. Summoning all her courage, Clara turned away from the shadowy figure and reached for the beautifully bound book. As her fingers touched its cover, a warmth spread through her, dispelling the darkness around her. The trembling ground steadied, and the shadowy figure hissed, retreating back into the depths of the forest. With the book in her hands, Clara felt a surge of confidence. The tree's leaves glowed brighter, illuminating the clearing with a golden light. She opened the book, its pages filled with knowledge and wisdom, guiding her on the actions she needed to take to achieve her dream.
Each page she read filled her with new insights, practical steps, and unwavering resolve. The voice from the tree spoke again, now filled with warmth and encouragement. You have chosen wisely, Clara. By embracing the knowledge and committing to the necessary actions, you have aligned yourself with your true purpose. The path ahead will still have challenges, but you are now better equipped to face them. With the book as her guide, Clara set forth from the clearing, her steps confident and her heart light. She implemented the lessons she learned, focusing on her top priority and eliminating distractions with newfound determination. The forest of priorities, once dense and bewildering, now seemed more navigable with each passing day. Clara's progress was steady and sure. She faced obstacles, but each challenge only strengthened her resolve. She kept her eyes on the light of her dream, always mindful of the lessons from the clearing of actions. The distractions that once threatened to derail her now seemed insignificant, mere whispers in the presence of her unwavering focus. Months passed, and Clara's dedication bore fruit. She saw her dream taking shape, each step forward bringing her closer to her goal. The people of effort noticed the transformation in Clara, inspired by her clarity and determination. She became a beacon of hope, showing them that with focus and persistence, they too could navigate the forest of priorities. One day, as Clara was putting the finishing touches on her project, she felt a familiar presence behind her. She looked up to see Sage, her wise eyes filled with pride. "You have done well, Clara," Sage said, her voice filled with warmth. "You have shown that by knowing your top priority, taking deliberate actions, and eliminating distractions, you can achieve something truly worthwhile." Clara smiled, gratitude filling her heart. "Thank you, Sage. Your guidance was invaluable. I couldn't have done it without you." Sage nodded. "Remember, Clara, the journey does not end here. Continue to focus on what matters most and let your guiding light lead you. The forest of priorities will always have new paths, but you now have the wisdom to choose wisely." With those words, Sage disappeared into the forest, leaving Clara to bask in the satisfaction of her achievements. Clara knew that her journey would continue, with new dreams and new challenges, but she also knew that she had the tools and the knowledge to navigate whatever lay ahead. As the sun set, casting a golden hue over the village of effort, Clara stood tall, her heart filled with pride and her mind clear. She had conquered the forest of priorities, and her dream had become a reality. The distractions that once seemed insurmountable were now mere footnotes in her story of determination and success. And so, Clara's story became a legend in the village of effort, a tale of focus, perseverance, and the power of knowing one's true purpose. Her journey inspired many to find their own guiding light and navigate the forest of priorities with courage and clarity. And with each new dawn, the village of effort thrived, filled with dreams realized and potential fulfilled. All thanks to the wisdom of a young woman who dared to eliminate distractions and follow her heart. The end. Hello, this is Coach Dave Wheeler, and I hope you enjoyed this story, Eliminate Distractions, the journey to clarity and focus, and all the fun stuff that Sarah learned. This is the part of the podcast where I explain some of the Ericksonian conversational hypnosis elements that are built into the story, along with a few other observations and tidbits. So let's get going. The Ericksonian elements are designed to engage your subconscious and facilitate personal transformation. You probably picked this story to listen to this story because it said eliminate distractions. My guess is that there probably are some distractions in your life, and you obviously would like to eliminate them. So anyways, hopefully this will work well for you, but let's break down what the Ericksonian elements are and their functions within the story. First off, the overall title and concept, which is eliminate distractions, the journey to clarity and focus, and the function of the title, it sets the theme of the story, signaling to the reader or listener that it will address overcoming distractions to achieve clarity and focus, which is essential for personal and professional growth. The next element is the setting. This includes the forest of priorities, the village of effort, the clearing of actions. The metaphorical and fantastical settings create a vivid and engaging mental landscape. The forest of priorities represents the complex and overwhelming nature of daily tasks and responsibilities. The clearing of actions symbolizes a place of decision and clarity where one can determine the best course of action. These settings help the listener visualize their own struggles and the potential for overcoming them. Next, let's look at character names. Clara and Sage. The names are symbolic. Clara suggests clarity and light, reflecting the protagonist's journey towards understanding her priorities. Sage denotes wisdom, indicating the character's role as a guide and mentor. The next element is the three-part structure. The part one is typically introduction to the problem, distractions, and priorities. Part two is the decision point, the clearing of actions, and the shadowy figure. Part three, the resolution and achievement, overcoming distractions, and fulfilling the dream. The function of the three-part structure allows for a clear development arc, showing the progression from confusion to clarity and action, and finally to achievement. This should mirror the listener's potential journey of personal growth. The story also has introductory and concluding remarks. The introduction is Clara's struggle with distractions and her encounter with Sage. The conclusion is Clara's success and the inspirational impact on her village. The function of the introduction sets the stage, engaging the reader by presenting a relatable problem. The conclusion reinforces the story's message and leaves the reader with a sense of hope and empowerment. There are also built-in embedded commands and key phrases, some of which are know your top priority, eliminate anything that distracts you, keep your eyes on the light. These phrases are repeated throughout the story, serving as subtle suggestions that resonate with the listener's subconscious. They are designed to encourage the reader to internalize these concepts and apply them in their own life. Next is the incorporation of senses and descriptive detail. There are vivid descriptions of the forest, the tree, and the shadowy figure. The function of the rich sensory details make the story more engaging and memorable. By involving the listener's senses, the narrative becomes more immersive, allowing the reader to emotionally connect with Clara's journey. There are also some specifically Ericksonian techniques that were used. First is metaphors and symbols. The forest of priorities, for example, represents the complexity and potential confusion of managing multiple tasks and responsibility. The guiding light symbolizes one's true purpose or top priority, providing direction and focus. Clearing of actions represents a moment of decision-making where one must choose the right actions to move forward. The shadowy figure symbolizes temptations and distractions that can derail one's progress. These metaphors and symbols speak directly to the listener's subconscious, making the lessons more impactful. They help the reader to relate the story's elements to their own experiences and challenges, facilitating a deeper understanding and personal change. Overall, by combining these Ericksonian elements, the story not only entertains, but also subtly guides the reader towards a mindset, or listener, towards a mindset of clarity and focus. Their narrative structure, rich in metaphor and sensory detail, encourages the listener to reflect on their own priorities and distractions. The embedded commands and key phrases work on a subconscious level to reinforce positive behaviors and attitudes. Overall, the story aims to inspire and empower the reader to take control of their distractions and focus on what truly matters in their journey towards achieving something important and worthwhile. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of the future ones.